네.
I don't want to carry the car battery.
Oh, John. Tamadari Falls. Say hi, John. John. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, do it again. snow monster on that staircase, and John wants a picture with it. This is like the best morning of my life. I'm in a city where my heart feels full, and I just finished a chapter. Look at that view. I'm excited. I'm gonna like staying in this hotel the next 5 days. Yeah. Those big old storm clouds. Tokyo Tower. Hello, my name is Sydney, and my hair looks like a pretzel. Can you see? I don't know if you can see that, but I'll insert a picture here. My husband did it because we found a random scrunchie. So we're in Tokyo. We're here for 5 nights. We're here for 6 nights, but 5 nights in this hotel. We're gonna be in Japan for a little while. So this morning, My husband had a thing with his friends that they normally do Saturday nights, but because we're 13 hours ahead of the East Coast, it coincides on Sunday mornings. So I decided, spur of the moment, I'm going to go to a cafe. So I went to a Starbucks. It was a really nice Starbucks. It was really big. There were so many tables. And I got there fairly early, got a good table, and then it got steadily more crowded over the hour and 15 minutes or so that I was there. I set a timer for 65 minutes, and within that, there were a 15-minute session followed by a 5-minute break, then another 15-minute session and a 5-minute break, and it does that until 65 minutes are up. And I just was thinking about when we were in London, and for NaNoWriMo, I went to that cafe. I told you about it in my London vlog, and just needed to push myself because I have been working on chapter 31, or rather trying to figure out chapter 31 for at least the last couple of weeks, and just having a struggle. And so basically trying to figure out how the plot should unfold, because essentially, I think I might have talked about this already, but in case I haven't, chapter 31 is when a lot of truths are supposed to come out. However, the way that I've written the story so far, most of the truths have already come out in some way or another in previous chapters, so it kind of dilutes the impact this chapter was supposed to have, except that there's one truth that could come out that hasn't come out yet. And so I was thinking, well, okay, I can still make this have a big impact so that the chapter still has a purpose and that I don't have to just get rid of it. That's what I've been floundering over the last couple of weeks. Different ways that I could do that. And then like yesterday and today, I actually took out my notebook and started brainstorming a list of just different things that could happen. Given this truth that I want to come out, how are some different ways I can have it come out? I can have this character show up and say something, or this character could say something, that kind of thing. And that would just have a chain of events throughout the scene. And so today at the cafe, I just set the timer. I took a few notes. I had my notebook in front of me and I just got to writing. Basically not giving myself time to doubt or second guess anything. Like, I've spent enough time brainstorming about this. I have the ideas in my head. I just need to sit down and write. And so I did that, and I managed to finish the chapter, and I feel so good about that. However, I am, according to my schedule, okay, today is April 16th. This week's chapters were chapter 33 and 34. As I just told you, I only just today finished chapter 31. So that's 3 chapters behind. My main character's mother has a plot that she's doing. I've created some new scenes for her, including a chapter that didn't exist before. And so chapter 26 and chapter 27 now has a scene from her, and then also chapter 29. Those are 3 chapters that I've started but have not yet finished now that I have these new scenes to write. And so technically I'm a lot more than 3 chapters behind. However, I'm glad that I budgeted in 2 weeks to catch up at the beginning of May. It's level 5 curry and level 2. What?
What do you use it, Peel?
The yuzu peel? No. So we went to a stationery store called Itoya. You want me to show your stuff too? So first of all, we got these. They're like cord ties or something. I'm gonna use some for my headphones and all of our different charging cords. Okay, and then this is what I really went for. Is mechanical pencil that turns as you write. Because you know how the lead is always at an angle, like the right angle. How do you explain that? I forget how I explained it before. It's like when you're writing with a mechanical pencil and the lead gets that nice angle that's like when you write it's very smooth, but then you have to keep turning the pencil to keep it on that smooth side. This turns the pencil for you. Like, it's awesome. Okay. And then I got this. This is like that pen that has like 3 or 4 different colors in it, but then I got these so you can choose which colors you want to put in the pen. I thought this was cool. And then this is what blew my mind. Colorful pencil lead. I did not know that was a thing. Let's see, there's light blue and dark blue. Purple, pink, orange, and green pencil leads. I'm excited about this. And then just a pink eraser. John got the same eraser in this like blue-green color. And then a white gel pen. I thought that was cool. You can color over stuff with that. And then John picked out some colored pencils. I think these are just pretty basic colored pencils though. Oh my gosh, where'd you go? And then what's special about this pencil, John?
I don't know. I couldn't read it. It's Japanese.
Oh yeah. I think this is another pencil that turns as you write. Either that or it was self-sharpening or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's everything. Okay. I almost got a pencil case, but then it turned out it was like $150. So I put it back right away. Nice stuff. Meanwhile, John's having a conniption over some yuzu peels.
Some peels, I think, because they're really sour.
I just looked over at your face and you. Okay. Now we're going to watch probably a Studio Ghibli movie. I wish I could show you his face. I'm not going to show you his face.
I think they're covered in citric acid or something.
That kind of stuff usually is. Remember those Bon Appetit videos where Claire, whenever she made sour candies, was always using citric acid? Yeah. Alright. That's all. Look at our view. The sun is starting to lower in the sky. It's so pretty. I just finished. chapter 26. It's 4,348 words, and it's great. Okay, so I had a new idea last night, and I was so excited about it because it helped me tie some things together and figure out this plot thread that was, let's say it was frayed because it could go in a bunch of different directions, but it needed to go in one direction, and I figured it out last night, and this morning I finished the scene, including this new idea. And so now even though I've now finished chapter 31, I had to go back to finish chapter 26, and then I have a scene in chapter 29 to write and a scene in chapter 30 to write in order to catch me up to where I am in 31, because 31 ends in such a way that I need to know how a character got to the point where she is in 31, which is why I had to go back and add in scenes for her plot. So yeah, I'm still behind. I think I should have finished part 4 last week. Today's April 19th, so I've got a lot of catching up to do. But we're on our way. It's like literally happening. Greetings. I am wearing the pajamas that the hotel provides. Every hotel we've been to in Japan, they provide you pajamas and slippers and stuff. I am working on my outline right now. We were on the train for about 3.5 to 4 hours today, like an hour and a half each way. And on the way to this village called Nico, I was doing a bit of outlining and writing, working on my side character's plot. Here is the update. The scene that I wrote at the end of chapter 26, I have moved it to be at the beginning of chapter 28. Same scene, I've just changed where it is because it needed to happen after something to prevent a continuity error from happening. And that thing that happens at the end of chapter 27. Okay, chapter 29. I had scenes at the ends of chapter 29 and 30, I think, but I realized that they would be kind of redundant. And so I've scrapped them, which has given me room to move the scenes around a little bit. And so now at the end of chapter 29, I have a different scene. So I have to write the scene at the end of chapter 29 and the scene at the end of chapter 30. And then I can jump ahead to chapter 32, and that's where I pick up. It is like 10:30 now, 10:44, so it's too late to do it tonight. But I think tomorrow we're going to have a bit of a slow start. Tomorrow's our last full day in Tokyo. my notebook with a new chapter word count, and I used all my new colorful pencils. Look at it. Can you see it from here? I was about to work on adding a new scene to chapter 31, but I feel like it's becoming a running theme at this point in the story of realizing that several of the scenes have been redundant before I've actually written them. And I can't tell if this is because I'm lazy and don't want to write them, or if it's because they just truly are redundant. You know, it's like my redundancy radar skills are like honing because of my laziness. Does that make sense? That's what it feels like is happening. Which honestly, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because it means it's one less thing I have to write. And it means I can say that I finished writing chapter 32 actually. You didn't look at any of my faces. Looking at my schedule, today's the 20th. So I should be working on chapters 35 and 36. However, the next chapter I can actually write is 33. Which means that if I am able to finish 4 chapters in the next 4 days, I will be back on schedule. I don't honestly see this happening. Yeah, that's crazy. That's not gonna happen. Because it's like the climax scene. No, it's 1 chapter before the climax. 1 chapter where the climax happens right at the end of it. And then 2 chapters that are kind of like in the chaos of the climax. The climax of the story goes for like 1, 2, 3, 4.5 chapters. And it's like all the different plot lines together. Thank goodness for catch-up weeks. I'm gonna need them. I'm gonna need them.